Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Old School, and with me is Dave from YouTube channel Dave's Game Room. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing really well, and to start with, I just want to say, Sega!
I knew you'd do that. Golden Axe 3 on the Sega Mega Drive. This is the Japanese version, guys. Dave, have you played this game?
I've not played Golden Axe 3. I played the first one, but not this one.
So, little interesting tidbit for you guys as I enter the character select screen here. Wow, that's weird. I was going to say it's cool, but it's weird.
Yeah.
It's cool that you've got these two new characters, but it's weird that you cannot play, or I cannot select, the dude who was in the first game. At the top
the Viking. The Viking looking character. Because he was my choice.
Always, I was just going to say, he was always my guy. Yeah. I'm going to pick one of these new characters. I'll choose this. Is it like a panther? Is that a cat? I don't know.
Beowulf.
But yeah, guys, interesting tidbit for you. This did not release in the UK or in Europe. It did release in the US, but if you wanted to play this in North America, you could only play it via the Sega channel. Can you remember that, Dave?
Yeah, I can remember that. We didn't get it, and it was a cartridge that you plugged into the top of the Genesis, and you connected to essentially an online service where you could play games that were streamed to the Mega Drive, I believe, or Genesis.
Yeah, spot on, mate. I was... Wow, did you see that? Look at this. So if I... If I double tap...
Yeah. He's like a panther. I think you were right. That looks really cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, it looks really cool.
Yeah, I haven't spent a lot of time with this. I mean, I played a little bit of it a couple of months back. But back in the day, I didn't even know this game existed, to be quite honest with you guys. Dave, did you play... Obviously, you played the original, because we've talked about it before. Did you play the sequel?
I think I did play the sequel, yeah, at one point. A very, very good game, as a lot of the sequels sort of generally were, weren't they?
Yeah, it is. Now, this game, I don't think it had a very good reception. I gotta say, Dave, I don't know if you're thinking it as well, but visually, this is, I'm not sold on it visually at all.
It looks really, really bland and also quite rough, and that's not us hating on 16-bit, because we love things like the Mega Drive and the Super Nintendo. It's just this game does not look great, not in the slightest, and there's your special.
A load of ZX Spectrum 8-bit pixels. Kill them. That's the special for this character. So we're not being snobs, guys. Me and Dave love retro gaming, hence why we do this series. And Dave's channel is totally committed to retro games. So, I've done it twice.
There's another Spectrum screen.
So I find it strange that this was not released here in the UK or here in Europe.
Yeah,
but it was in Japan and the US, but only via the Sega channel. Because this franchise, this series of games, was very popular.
Yeah, it was. People love the first one, and especially the arcade version of the first one. And as you say, I think the second one got a pretty decent reception as well. And I do remember both games well, but the first game I always found really difficult, and I've never completed it to this day.
I've completed the original coin-up version only because I never completed the Mega Drive version. It's hard, like you say, hard as balls.
Yeah.
I completed the original coin-up version because can you remember when it came to Xbox 360, Xbox Arcade?
Yeah.
That was such a cool service. I loved that. I completed on that because you could just keep throwing coins back in.
Yeah, I like that service. I hope we see something similar in the future, you know, an arcade service with a bunch of classic arcade games, which I think we might be on the PS5.
Yes, that's interesting. We should actually do a video on that bit of news when it comes to fruition.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, wow, look at this.
Yeah, they're strange-looking things, those creatures. But, so far, this is okay. I've got to say, guys, I'm having fun with it. It's decent. It's not as smooth, Dave, to play as the first game and the second game. It
looks very bitty, is the word I'd use.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it feels a little bit clunky. This character to me doesn't feel very Golden Axe-y.
No, I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. I mean, for one thing, he hasn't got a weapon, although I suppose you could say his claws are weapons. Whereas the other characters, generally in the Golden Axe first game, in particular, they had weapons, didn't they?
Exactly. That was the redeeming feature about the game. Was like, oh, do I want to be the dude with the huge axe or the dude with the sword? Or,
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, but I mean, by the looks of things as well, the other new character, I say new, the characters that weren't in the first two games, or at least I don't think these new characters were in the sequel. But anyway, he looked like Ultimate Warrior. It looked like he didn't. It looked like he didn't have a weapon either. So
yeah, so his moves would have probably been all brute strength, I'd imagine, with him looking like a wrestler.
Or maybe he does the Ultimate Warrior finisher as his special. I've got to do this more. What the hell? So you can do that, like run, sort of dart towards them, like double tapping on the left on the D-pad or right on the D-pad. I don't know if it actually. I don't know if that's just to get out of trouble.
You can press an attack button as you're doing that on the old.
Oh wow! Yes.
So that can make you sort of run towards and then attack as you sort of run towards them. Yeah, like that. That's what you could do.
That's a cool mechanic. I like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, visually this is bad.
It does look bad.
If you compare it as well to the first two games, obviously this is a lot later on, so it would have been later in the Mega Drive's life.
93.
Developers would have by now been able to handle this bit of kit, and they would have been, or there was some really lovely, gorgeous looking Genesis Mega Drive games late in its life, but this isn't one of them.
No, this one doesn't look good at all. It looks very, very bland and looks very rough around the edges for sure. I mean, look at for instance the ground and the wall textures or the wall graphics. They don't look great.
Mate, yeah, look at the ground. I'm not exaggerating here. For laughs, for lols, that could be C64 graphics.
Yeah, easily. It could easily be C64 graphics, and also there's a lack of colour as well. But again, we're talking about the Mega Drive, so there were definitely games that look better than this, and I'm pretty certain there was.
It's obvious, but look at the original Sonic game. It's gorgeous. To this day, it still looks fantastic on the Genesis. Or I got to stop saying Genesis. It was a Mega Drive for us, our experience. Look at this guy.
The boss gets delivered to you. I like that. Wonder if that's DHL or Hermes.
I don't know. I think it's Yodel.
Is it Yodel? Okay.
As I launch my
box when you order 3 things.
But yeah, as I punish him with my my 8-bit Spectrum attack.
We have to cover a Spectrum game at some point.
The ZX Spectrum, guys. If you're enjoying this old school series, the ZX Spectrum has a big part to play, or had a big part to play in my gaming career, if you like, in my gaming youth. We will be featuring some ZX Spectrum games, and we will be featuring some C64 games, because Dave's history is with that home computer. So keep an eye out for those videos as well. As I try and beat this Dark Souls looking knight.
Yeah, I was going to say, it looks familiar.
Yeah. Okay. I thought the game had froze on me then. I thought RetroArch was playing funny buggers with me. Yeah, this game's okay. It's not as good as the first two, guys.
No.
If you want to experience some brawler type action, especially on the Mega Drive, just look no further than the original Golden Axe or Streets of Rage 2.
Yeah, absolutely. I would agree with that.
But this is Golden Axe 3 on the Sega Mega Drive.